the chef, I'd like to start by thanking our sponsors, which include Renewal, Remodel, and Additions, for providing this kitchen you see here. It's sexy. Look at that backsplash. It's fancy. And then also Bates Technical College, which you see all around you. Let's get them for Bates. They're killing it. They're going to get all the great close-up shots of what's happening on stage, and you'll see it happening over here. Oh, look. There's our chef right there. Hey. Hey. And with all that said, let's give a warm welcome to Chef Marques Johnson of Shakabra, Java. Hi, Chef.
Hi. How's everybody doing? Good.
We're feeling good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
We're happy to have you. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing today.
All right. Today we're doing brisket tacos with the mango salsa. This was kind of one of those things that we were trying to figure out something to do for Art on the Ave over the summer. Excuse me. And, you know, the brisket we do in-house, like Daniel said previously, overnight. It's like a 14 to 16-hour slow cook in the Alto Sham. And kind of just threw it together. The salsa, actually, my mom right here in the front row is something that she used to do all the time when we were kids, and I kind of felt that those flavors, the mango salsa would go really well with the brisket and the barbecue. And then did literally just a simple sriracha mayo 50-50 mixture to top it. Really good, yeah.
We can call these award-winning mango brisket tacos, guys. Okay?
Yeah. I, in the chaos of today, forgot to bring a mixing bowl.
Wait, there are some. If you look in the cabinet over there by the water station,
Yes.
there's one in there, down below. Somewhere in there. I got you.
Thank you so much.
We're prepared. We got a few things. You know, things happen.
All right, so in that case, I do not have to mix the mango salsa and the Cambro.
Disregard, guys.
Awesome. I preheated my pan, unlike Daniel. So I'm going to, before I start making the salsa, all that, just going to warm the tortillas. Flour tortillas, real plain, simple, nothing fancy. Get those nice and warm.
Now, if someone wanted corn tortillas or something crazy, they could literally use anything, yeah?
Oh, yeah, that's honestly, I think the first ones that we made, we used corn tortillas because we have corn tortillas in-house. And personally, I preferred them, but the flour tortillas work just as well, too. And we both, like I said, forgot our tongs also, so I'm using my hands to flip these.
Hands are good tools. Now, if at any point in time someone has a question, please raise your hand. I will come to you with the microphone so Chef can hear you. Don't be shy.
So, yeah, this mango salsa, if anybody's ever made, like, pico at home, it's essentially the same thing, just subbing the mangoes for the tomatoes. A little bit sweeter, obviously, too. So.
And, Chef, we have our first question.
So I know those tacos were on they were a special at Shakabra. Are you ever gonna bring those back? Well,
we've had a few different people ask us that. I would like to, as you know, we were saying earlier. We have a whole bunch of new lunch menu items, new things that we're trying to add and promote. So hopefully, they seem to be a hit. So. Maybe one day.
The people demand it, Chef.
Yeah.
They've spoken. They're gonna come at you with pitchforks otherwise.
All right. So first things first, the mango salsa. I'm gonna get that made right now, real quick and easy. We already did our prep and everything last night. I spent way too much time dicing up mangoes. Took forever. But the fresh mangoes are obviously way better than the frozen ones. So, mango, cilantro, red onion, lime, salt, pepper. If you want to add a little kick to it, you can add a fresh jalapeno as well. I did not do that because I know some people are a little sensitive to heat. Personally, I like it, but it's just up to you what you prefer. So
Those mangoes we had a shot on the screen there, they're vibrant.
yeah.
Those are beautiful. Now, what kind of onions are we using, and is there a reason why?
So this is just a purple onion. I prefer it for the flavor. Not as sweet as just a yellow onion, but again, it's personal preference. And the colors as well. Really vibrant, really pops.
Now, did you pre-measure any of these, or did you eyeball them? And if you eyeball them, about how much and about how many does it serve?
So this was, I cut up 3 whole mangoes. This is 1 bunch of cilantro, 1 red onion, and then a whole lime, salt and pepper to taste.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a question. I'm coming over. We like questions here, guys. Don't be shy.
Do you have a hint for cubing the mangoes?
What's the hot tip? What makes it easier?
So when I did the mangoes, I peeled them with a potato peeler first, and then cut off each end so that it can kind of stand up flat. Yeah, and then cut down, and then around the seed, if that makes sense. And then just dice them up. Yeah.
Oh, another question.
Do you ever cut them inside of the peel and then do the peel inside out?
I have not, no. I've seen that done before, but I personally have never done it, honestly.
You're going to have to test it out. See if it made
I might have to try that
the
out,
labor
yeah.
of love a little easier. Now, for those who aren't familiar or weren't here for the last hour, tell us about where you work, what you guys do, what you're all about.
Yeah, so I'm the kitchen manager at Shakabra on 6th Ave. I've been there in December for a year. Been cooking off and on, honestly, for about the last 10 years. I just turned 30 years old, 2 weeks ago?
Belated happy birthday.
Thank
That's
you.
a milestone. You're old.
Yeah, I feel it. My body feels like it, too. I grew up cooking with my mom. Got a lot of tips and tricks from her. I grew up cooking on cast iron, so I remember, moving out of my parents' house and switching to nonstick. I didn't have cast iron. It was a culture shock. Couldn't get used to it. I love cooking, love trying new things, experimenting with new flavors. I will say, honestly, for a long time, I was a very plain person, like meat and potatoes kind of guy. I would cook anything, but would eat what I knew and what I liked. And then I met him, honestly. And when I started working at Shakabra, it was like a switch in everything. Learning different flavor profiles, working alongside Daniel. We would kind of bounce ideas off of each other. We'd go out and try different places that I'd never been to. And
Love it.
so, yeah.
What I love is that your mom's here, and as you were like, very plain, she's like, yep,
Yeah.
head nodding, sure right.
It's true. So, yeah, that's it. It's
Easy.
real simple, naturally sweet. You can always add a little bit of sugar to it also if you wanted to. So now, going to start heating up the brisket. Again, this is the brisket we cook in-house. We sell it at Shakabra. We have a cowboy hash that it comes with. You can get the shaka potatoes with brisket. You can get a side of brisket. It's Yeah, really, really good.
Love that. Ooh, we got the sizzle right away. That's a hot pan, y'all. The only thing that I'd like to request for this stage in the future are fans to kind of blow the smells this way. They
Bring
make
more
their
people
way
in.
eventually, yeah. People coming around when it starts smelling good. Now, with the mango salsa, obviously this is the recipe today, but are there other fruits that you would recommend a salsa?
I've seen people do like a papaya salsa. I've heard that's really good. Apple salsa, again, one of those things my mom used to make. You can try anything, honestly. All right, and then so while the brisket is heating up, barbecue sauce. This is the barbecue sauce we make in-house. Excuse me. This is also comes on the cowboy hash. I was going to make it today, but there's no electricity up here, so I have to hit it with an immersion blender. I can't do that, so I just brought what we have.
And is this a traditional barbecue sauce?
Yes, but we use chipotle peppers in it also, so it's got a little bit of a kick to it.
So if someone had a hankering this weekend, if they just left here and they can't stop thinking about it, they can get this brisket with this barbecue sauce at the restaurant.
We open tomorrow at 7 a.m.
There you go.
All right. So now I'm kind of just going to start assembling them.
Chef, we have a question.
You mentioned you were going to make the barbecue sauce. Could you walk us through what you would have done?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Would you tell us a little bit about how you would have made the barbecue sauce if you were doing it on site? What's the process?
Literally, it's orange juice, water, a little bit of ketchup, some seasonings, bring it to a boil, and then add the chipotle peppers in while it's boiling. Once it gets up to a boil, immersion blender, and that's it. Real
Easy.
quick, real simple, yeah.
Now, you guys are giving away some secrets this weekend because the chefs have been coming up here and they're like, piece of cake. And, you know, we're at home like, what makes it so good? It's probably oversimplifying since it's your profession. It's what you do. That's right. Can't give the secret ingredient away. Now, again, like Chef Daniel, because you've done all the pre-prep, you're like busting these together like nothing.
Oh, yeah. 18 minutes. Wow.
Wow. Today's theme, because we had Thai food in minutes, we had 2 dishes prepared, both 8 minutes apiece. That was our first show today. I feel like people are just like, we're zipping right through.
Okay, so like I said, when I heated it in the pan, I did really light barbecue sauce instead of coating it because at the end it's going to be on top of the tacos as well.
Those are looking cute. So what's the thing that inspired this dish? When you were thinking over the summer about Art in the Ave, Grub Crawl, and what to make, what was the thing you were like, this is it, this is where it's at?
Something light. You know, that was kind of the theme was can be handheld, portable, walk around 6th Ave with. So, you know, I mean, we served these in little like fry boats and lots of flavor, beautiful presentation, quick and easy to do, you know, because in the restaurant we have a big flat top and can make up 3 of these in less than 3-4 minutes, you know, so quick and easy to do, yeah.
So we're adding more barbecue sauce now.
Yep, this is the barbecue on top. And like I said, this is a sriracha mayo, and it's literally just sriracha and mayo, a 50-50 mix, and then that goes on top as well.
Look at those guys.
And that's it.
Jeez Louise, let's give it that present. You guys are knocking it out. You're making this too fast. You're gonna have to give us some stories while you make up some samples.
Well,
for
yeah,
folks.
I'll start cooking up some more samples. Here, let me.
Were you scooping in there before me to get that picture? Listen, if it's not on Instagram, guys, it didn't happen. That's our lives now, and you just accept that.
Are there the extra plates in here also?
There are. Yeah. Paper plates or?
Paper for the, because I'll just start dishing them up.
That's what happens when we're in strange kitchens. Like, where's everything at? How does this oven
Trying
work?
to find it all, yeah.
We have a question up front here.
Can you walk us through the process of making the brisket?
The brisket? Yeah, so we do a barbecue spice rub, in-house, kind of a secret in-house recipe. You coat the brisket in a light coating of liquid smoke, and then you coat it with that barbecue spice rub, and it cooks overnight for a very long time at 220 degrees, and it comes out perfect every time at 6 a.m. when we get there.
Love it. Just hanging out by itself,
Yeah.
getting delicious.
We put it in at, 1:30, 2 o'clock the day before, and then pull it out the next morning. So
Wow. So there's no babysitting it.
no,
Just leave it, forget it.
let it go. Yep.
Okay.
Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. Now, how many of the meats in-house do you smoke for recipes?
The brisket, the corned beef, the Kahlua pork. Yeah.
Love that. Oh, we have another question here. We like questions, guys.
Are you putting that brisket in at about 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yes. Yeah. So right around the time we close is when it gets put in, and then it slow cooks until the next morning when we get in to start opening. What was that? Yeah, 220, 225.
Now, let's say someone doesn't have a fancy smoker. Where can they get goodies like that? Is there a vendor or store you'd recommend?
To buy like the cooker that we use.
Or a good smoked meat?
Shaka, bro.
Are we selling this in bulk now? We're going to start packaging it?
I honestly have not really been to a lot of barbecue places around. We don't have a lot other than, the chain places like Dickey's and Wart. So I'm not really sure. Personally, I don't really know. I'd
So you
rather
gotta
just do
get
it
a
myself.
smoker, 100%. I like the system we're using here. The tortillas are going in with the brisket. They're all going to warm up together.
Yeah.
Who's hungry? Don't ruin your dinner, guys. Who said that? Who wants 3? That's the enthusiasm we like.
Well, I've got a whole lot of tortillas and a good amount of brisket too. So.
I love it. You came prepared.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about just your journey into cooking.
Again, like I said, I started out, doing. I can't even remember honestly when I found a knack for it or a joy for it. In my first official job I was working at Dairy Queen when I was like 16.
That was my first job.
Really? Yeah, it was.
You got to get that curly Q on top.
It was fun.
Guys.
I enjoyed it. I started out doing that, kind of jumped around from doing manual labor and, a little bit of everything. I've done everything from being somebody changing oil at Jiffy Lube to a laborer. I worked at Vans in the mall. I've done a little bit of everything, but I always find my way back to this because it's what I love to do and what I guess I'm semi-decent at, so.
You're just okay. No big deal. Busting out award-winning tacos. We're okay. We do all right. Coming together, guys. Coming together. Any questions for Chef? Telling you did this in record time.
That's it. Still going to taste amazing, though.
I mean, 100%. It's because you did all the prep beforehand.
I think we were at work doing prep last night until 8 o'clock, and then we both got there at 4 o'clock this morning and opened for service, as well as doing prep for this, too. So,
Oof. Bless these chefs showing up here. We have a question in front.
Hi. So if you come in the next morning and something went wrong with your cook, do you have a contingency plan?
it's happened a couple times. Honestly, our equipment has gone out and everything. Thankfully, the few times it's happened, I've been able to save the brisket or the corned beef and turn the oven on, because that's kind of, as soon as I get in the morning, that's the first thing I check to make sure it's okay. I've been able to turn the oven on and put the oven at like 300-ish, toss it in there and let it cook the rest of the way, and usually by midday it's done. So, yeah.
Good question. What happens when things go wrong? We have another question.
You mentioned corned beef. Do you do that with the same process? You just put it in at 1:30 in the afternoon and take it out the next morning?
Yeah, and so the corned beef, we just cook it in beer. The brisket has a few more steps to it. So
What kind of beer?
it's a porter from Narrows Brewing.
Okay. Sounds delicious.
It is very good.
Now, do we have a question?
What is in the mango salsa? I got here a few minutes late.
Oh, what's in it?
Yeah.
So it has mango, cilantro, red onion, salt, pepper, and lime juice. And like I said, I usually will put a de-seeded jalapeno in it, diced up, but I didn't today just because some people are sensitive to heat.
So what about when you and your mom made apple salsa? How did you do that?
It's been so long.
Okay.
I don't entirely remember. She might be able to tell you.
Mom, if I come over with the mic, will you tell us? I'm coming over. Let's talk about apple salsa, guys. Anytime you have Mom here, you got to talk to Mom. Mom of the chef. Come on.
He says small fee. If you wanted to do an apple salsa, we mainly would add it for crunch and character. The only difference is I would do equal parts of apple with the mango, and always want to add a little bit more citrus in there so the apples don't turn and they stay crunchy. So I'd put like a teaspoon or up to a tablespoon, depending upon how much I'm making, of apple cider vinegar. It's that extra sweet and acidic to it. So
Love that.
Thank you, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. And we asked Chef Daniel in the last hour about what he might pair with his dish. So what do you like? What are we going to eat and drink with these tacos if we were making them at home?
I am Northwest born and raised. I'm going to say a Rainier.
Love it. Can't
Rainier
go wrong.
beer.
Get
Vitamin
a tall
R.
boy. Rainier's like, it's just the go-to. I literally,
With everything.
my boss was on Evening Magazine for an interview recently, and he was like, shout out Rainier. I was like, why? They don't need a shout out, but I guess they fuel what we do. So, and pizza. How many tacos are we thinking here?
Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. I got 15 right here, but
Okay.
again, I can do more. So
No throwing elbows is what we're trying to say. And when you're cooking at home for the holidays, because here we are, Christmas music is playing, people are shopping. Do you have a dish that you make every year or look forward to?
mac and cheese,
Yes.
always, always.
Oh, we have another question.
Do they use corn tortillas or flour tortillas?
So that's when we first came up with these, we were kind of just spitballing ideas and made them with corn. Personally, I prefer corn. They were amazing with the corn tortillas, but the flour tortillas, these ones are a little bit bigger, so we went with these, and they seem to be pretty popular. We won the award with the flour tortillas, so I guess we should probably stick with that.
I mean, you know, you can mix it up. I think it really was about the ingredients within the tortilla. It was, I'll tell you guys what, it was up against some competition, and it won judges by like a landslide. There wasn't even, I was like, oh, well, we know who the winner is.
I remember as soon as you guys walked in, I saw you guys sit down with them, and I was kind of popping my head out of the kitchen watching you guys eat them.
Little peek, like, do they like it? They did. They did indeed, Chef. We actually have mac and cheeses being presented tomorrow by Chef Stephen Gangle. I don't remember what time, but definitely check that out if you want to come and have some mac and cheese, Chef. Come back. Get some samples.
Ooh, well, I have to work tomorrow. I got to open the restaurant, so I don't know if I'll be able to be here.
Here in spirit.
Unless, Philip, can I get tomorrow? No? Okay, yeah, see. Not going to happen.
That was a fast no. Not on a Saturday. Is that just a little oil you're putting on top there?
Yeah, just to get it heat and fat. So usually, again, at the restaurant on the flat top, if we're making stuff, we always keep a water bottle. One of these to steam. It heats it up a lot faster and just can keep sending stuff out like that. So.
And do you have a preferred oil that you like to cook with?
We use canola oil, and I definitely prefer that. But you can always use olive oil, avocado oil.
Look at it. Looking all delicious and meaty. I do feel bad for the vegetarians this weekend because we have a very carnivorous lineup.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I could never be vegetarian. Nothing against vegetarians, but it's just not for me.
And that's okay. To each their own.
Yeah.
What are you plating now, Chef? What's going on there?
So these are just the sample tacos for everybody. Just getting them ready.
Preparing. How are you guys feeling? I love it. Chef, you going to do a little shopping after this? Go see Santa?
Probably going to go home and sleep. I'm so tired. It's been a long day.
Totally understand. We're so appreciative of chefs. This is time that you guys take extra out of your day. Everyone's a working chef that arrives here, so let's give it up for that.
Well, and I will say, too, I think our staff at Shakabra, because Daniel and I left, I think, 11:30, 12 o'clock, and we don't close till 1, so they ran the show without the two managers there for the last hour. So if you guys do come in this weekend, shout out them also.
Give them a shout out. Looking out for one another.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you guys are going to go cook in front of strangers? Cool. Let's go. Do we have any questions for Chef? Just a quiet group today. That's okay. Yeah, too busy drooling. No judgment here. We encourage that, as a matter of fact.
All right.
I love it. Things are coming together. Things are looking good. I really am just hankering for Shakabra now, and I will be here all weekend, but next weekend I think I know what I'm going to be doing.
We're open 7 days a week, too.
Is there a good, because weekends are busy, so don't go, like, if you're famished, if you're like, I need to eat right now.
That's what I was going to say. The weekdays are definitely our slower times. We still get busy, but usually there's not a wait on the weekdays, so. All right.
We have a question.
I missed what competition it was that they won.
Tell us about the competition that you won with these award-winning tacos, Chef.
So this year for Art on the Ave, what was that, in July, I think?
July sounds about right.
July, yeah, somewhere around there, during the summer. You know, they shut down 6th Ave every year and line it with vendors and everything. And this year they decided to do a grub crawl. So it was, 4 different restaurants, I believe. There was Asado, there was E9, and I think O'Malley's.
Crown Bar and Jazz Bones.
That was it, yep. And they had a grub crawl. So there was, people were allowed to vote on the food, and then there was a panel of judges that went around as well. And so we were judged, and we won. So, yeah.
By a landslide. I have to add that. It's very important. It wasn't a tight competition. And you guys get to eat some of these. A whole taco even. We're talking about samples. Like, chef's coming here with a taco. We'll just count it as dinner. We'll be good. Okay, Chef. Favorite Christmas song? Go.
Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Favorite Christmas movie?
Home Alone.
Classic.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Little baby Macaulay Culkin. Those were the days. My favorite Christmas movie is Gremlins.
Oh, that's a good. I haven't seen
And
that
you
in so
know,
long.
Anyone that wants to argue with me about whether or not it's a Christmas movie, you're just wrong. It's a Christmas movie. Look at all that mango salsa. Hoppin'. Do we have any final questions for Chef before we get some of these eats? Anybody? Chef, do you have any final thoughts for us?
No. Thank you for inviting us. This was fun. I was really nervous. I've spent the last week with very, very sweaty palms. It felt kind of nice because Daniel was like, "Oh no, it'll be fine. You'll be okay."
Piece of cake.
And he came in this morning and he was like, "I'm kind of nervous," and I'm not the only one. Thank you.
You do this every day, day in and day out.
I know. It's just the stage and being in front of people.
There's cameras
Yes.
everywhere pointing
I'm wearing
at
a microphone.
you. That's the Britney Spears microphone.
Yeah.
I try to tell folks, hey, it's just we're hanging out, having a conversation with a stage, an audience, and cameras. No big deal.
No, it's really cool. You know, it's kind of a confidence boost getting asked to do something like this. I never in 100 years thought I'd ever be doing something like this. So
And here you are. And you know, like, I gotta say, let's support local chefs.
yes,
Let's support local
absolutely.
restaurants.
Small businesses. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where it's at. And you guys really, like, let's give it up again for Chef. Thank you for joining us and accepting the invitation.
Thank you.
Now it's over and done with, and
Back to work.
we can do it again.
Back to work we go.
Back to work. All right, let's give it up one more time. And if someone wanted a recipe, can they hit you up on the socials?
Absolutely. I would share. Yes.
Very generous man you are, Chef.
There we go.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So samples are coming together. I'd say line up nicely. Get yourself an award-winning taco, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hi. I want to take this thing off.